It's about to go down.
You are listening to WPRD 98.3 gcomradio, powered by Lyfeblood.com and hosted by
You are listening to the incredible
Nova Phoenix and LK Mason.
What up, y'all? This is WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio. This is your host, Nova Phoenix, coming back again for 2019 with the lady LK Mason. What's up, lady?
What up, y'all? Happy 2019.
Happy 2019. And we have a chance just to talk, finally coming in fresh to 2019. It was just something that important that just transpired in Ohio earlier in January. As you know, if you haven't listened to it, unfortunately, a gentleman, a black man, Matthew Burrows, was shot and killed by the police in Niles, Ohio. And it's unfortunate how it all turned out. And, I hate to say it, but this is the story of our lives as far as black folk in America. If you haven't heard it, just tune in to the previous episode on whatever platform. I suggest you either go to YouTube or go to iTunes or Lyfeblood.com to listen to the previous episode so you can hear the details on that. And if you can support, please do support. We have the links where you could go to the GoFundMe account for Pastor Todd Johnson that's supporting the family. So that's very important. So that's how that first episode opened up for 2019. But we're here just to talk a little bit to y'all.
Is Second Baptist Church, a House of Hope.
A House of Hope. Check them out. You could go to the links it's on Lyfeblood, and it's also, you can check it out on IG account at Lyfeblood, and we will continue to big it up. So, what's going on, La? What's going on recently? I know your book is right here. You're doing the pre-order jam for Zaina the Brave. What up?
Yes, we just ended the pre-order period for Zaina the Brave. Zaina the Brave is my children's book that is focusing on anti-bullying and anti-fat shaming. We had a great run for our pre-ordering session. Thank you to everybody who supported. And now the book is due for the official release date on February 5th.
Wow, February 5th. All right. So
yes, it will be available on Amazon.com.
Was that hardcover?
No, Amazon only does paperback, so that
only
will be
paperbacks. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
But we still will be selling the hardcover on www.zainathebrave.com, and we'll only do the hardcover, and Amazon will do the paperback.
That's what's up. What do you think you got? You gonna do any schools or appearances or anything?
I already have some appearance requests, and it's kind of like, ooh, because I'm the behind the scenes person. I'm accustomed to working behind the scenes with different celebrities, and not really being out front. But you have to go wherever God tells you to go. So I'm going.
You gotta go. Go with God, man.
And I'll do anything for the kids. I love the kids.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right, February 5th, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see where we're going to go from winter into spring.
Yeah, and I saw that you ordered a copy too. Thank you so much.
Of course, got to support. Yeah. You know what it is for the kids.
Always for the kids.
Yeah, man. And we're going to, push it forward GCOM for 2019, man. We're going to open it up and expand the brand and do more interviews and more some thought-provoking episodes for your listening ears, for everyone that's tuning in into GCOM Radio. We're working on some other things as well. I'll just let you know, I was on Passage of Prophet on WOR 710 AM station. I'm just talking about Lyfeblood.com. You could go to Passage of Prophet and check them out. There was a little contest. There were two other founders that had some great ventures. One was essential oils, and another one did brilliant pods. Basically, for everybody's rocking the new thing with cordless earphones. They're these little magnetic docks that you could put them on and use them. You could put them anywhere on your clothes, and you put it on your lapel, you put it on your collar, and that was kind of hot, and I see that really exploding. So just big ups to those two founders that's really doing their thing with their ventures. But I was there, And yeah, rocking it out, man. I was in my zone. I was in my element. I felt totally comfortable. And looking forward to some other things. So I'm not gonna say too much more on that, but you know, 2019 is gonna be great for Zayna, and it's gonna be great for GCOM, Lyfeblood, and everything. Like
yeah,
that.
man.
But yeah, let's get to our first
What are we talking about?
topic. What are we talking about? We talking about this government shutdown, man. What I got with this, man? Wow. I mean, yeah. So it was 34 days in. Trump started it off because, of course, he wants this blasted wall.
Temper tantrum.
He was having his look like a 7-year-old temper tantrum, saying, "I'm gonna shut this down if I don't get my wall. I want my wall now." And you know, it's funny, right? I was right before we just went on air with this thing. I was checking out my phone, and they said it was a CNN, even though, you know, a lot of his base say CNN is fake news. On CNN, they did they went an expose, I guess you want to call it, but went out to one of the areas where the border wall is at, and they're saying a lot of the drugs or whatever that's coming from Mexican cartels is not going over the wall, but underground. And they found hundreds of tunnels that's going underneath the fence line, the border wall, to get to the other side to sell drugs. Now, this is the thing. A lot of people say, oh, we need this wall, but there's always some way around a wall. And you're going to spend $5 billion. And technically, it wouldn't be $5 million because he said he wanted to totally build a wall from one end to the other. And that's going to be, to me, it's a logistical nightmare and financial nightmare to build a wall. And it wouldn't be $5 billion. It would basically go into 10 billion, 15 billion. Some people were doing numbers and they say it's not realistic. Now, this is the thing with this border wall. And I know I don't want to get out of the conversation away from the government shutdown, but quickly with the border wall, I mean, Trump had an opportunity to push through this border wall when he first got into office, when the Republicans control both the House and the Senate. If there was no progress on this border wall then, all right, because really nobody really wants this stupid wall, because they're going to say, who's paying for this stupid wall? It's not going to be America paying this wall. So how are we going to do this? So even Republicans know that the wall is unrealistic. So, I mean, they had their chance. That's why I think the border wall is just full of BS. Now getting down to the government shutdown. There were so many people when 34 days in. Just recently, as everybody knows, the government shutdown is no longer happening. They reopened the doors. Government has started again. And, you know, a lot of people have to come back to the offices and really be, you know, catch up with what's happening as far as mail, as far as boxes. Remember, it was 30 plus days ago that they did the shutdown. So they still got Christmas lights up, trees and all that from the season past. So they really are playing catch up and getting their money. Now, it's sad that this had to happen, but it took the airports, as people know. LaGuardia, of course, I'm from New York. LaGuardia had to shut down. They couldn't take any more flights because the flight controllers were saying, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're going home. And once you stop business, you think that only the 800,000 federal workers the 800,000 federal workers were being affected. Now it was just starting to affect other industries. Now, people go and fly back and forth for work. You know, what about parcels? The UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, all of them need to fly in and deliver these packages. Now you're affecting other industries and going well into the billions of dollars that you are pretty much shutting down other, you know, company operations. So when that happened, it was like, oh, wait a second. Yeah, we're going to restart this. We're going to restart this government for another 3 weeks. I mean, some way they found a way to restart the government.
Oh, I just don't think that is a good enough of a reason, not even close to being a good enough of a reason to shut down the government. I understand, you know, that is put in place for reasons, because there will be times that there is a valid reason to shut down the government when people won't cooperate. But I still feel like even when there is a valid reason, okay, you're shutting down the government, but the people who won't cooperate, won't work to come to whatever resolve, they aren't the ones that are hurting. Like, they're still receiving their checks. So they should be a part of the shutdown too. If everyone else is not receiving their checks, then the people who are behind it should not be receiving their checks. And that would make people want to work a little bit more harder to come together.
Exactly. How about that? How about their money stop coming in while the shutdown is happening?
I know, right? And just to hear some of the politicians, and I don't know their names or whatever, it was just little things that would pop up on the TV as I'm working. You know, I've been busy working on my Zaina the Brave, but in the background I have my TV playing, and there's people saying things. Oh, well, they need to go out and get a loan. Oh, well, why don't they have money? Like, they have paydays. Why are they broke already? Like, you know, they're saying things like this. And, you know, which you really should build a savings to cover you. And this is just something financial analysts have always said. At least 6 months, but you should actually do it for longer than that, because anything can happen. You know, whether it's an illness, you get in a car accident or something, you can fall behind and you need that money. So you should always have that money saved. So I get that part of it. You shouldn't be blaming them for something you caused, right? You caused it, and they're paying for. Well, on one hand, you know, you may have caused it if you voted for the wrong person. Hey, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad. Because this person is going to shut down stuff. And this is why, and a lot of people were painting Nancy Pelosi as a villain, because they're like, you know, why doesn't you just concede? Why don't you just give him the wall? These people need their money. These people need but like she said, first of all, the wall isn't a necessity, number one. Number two, if she gives him his way over something like this that really we don't even need, if she gives him his way, what's going to happen the next time they don't give him his way? He's going to keep shutting down the government, saying
and try to use that.
He'll use it as leverage all the time if they just give him his way. So especially because this wasn't something that was actually needed, she's like, heck no, I'm not conceding.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, but it was the Commerce Secretary, Wilbur Ross, I think his name is. Let me see right here. Yeah, it was the Commerce Secretary, Wilbur Ross, that said, "Why don't these people just go and get a loan from the bank?" When I heard that, I was like, wait a second. This dude is so out of touch. This is number one. Banks don't even give loans like that. That doesn't even exist. But let's human it. Let's say that the bank can't give people loans. So you mean to tell me the bills that I have, from credit cards to mortgage to car note and all those things that I was paying for, now I'm having trouble paying for because of the government shutdown and all whatever debt that I have? You mean to tell me I should go to the bank and get a loan to pay those things and compound my debt just because you guys want to do the shutdown? So now I'm in a deeper problem because I have more debt? Yo, what kind of... Let me tell you something. For him to say that was almost, it was equivalent to the French, what was it? The French queen. I forgot the name of the queen. Oh my God. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the queen. But it was almost when this queen said at the time, when there were poor people in France, she said, "Let them eat cake." Now they're saying that she didn't say that. They question the history, but they take that line and they attribute it to the queen. Oh, man, I can't remember this French queen. And she said, "Let them eat cake," just to throw up their hands, whatever, they can do whatever. It's almost equivalent to that, what this guy Wilbur Ross said. He pretty much told the American people, 800,000 federal workers, let them get a loan, let them eat cake. I'm like, what? Yo,
I was like, yo, he is tripping. Are you serious right now?
Man, now let me tell you, just talking that mess will get people upset. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a mass march going to Washington D.C. just on what Wilbur Ross said, and then Trump had to, correct the mistake. As funny as that may sound, Trump correcting a mistake from what somebody else said. He's usually making the verbal faux pas, but then was trying to cover up what he said or switch it up and, sugarcoat. No, that's not really he really meant. Yeah, whatever. That's what he meant. He said it. He meant it. And but the funny thing is,
I don't understand how everybody is, was trying to make Nancy Pelosi the villain and
the villain out of this whole thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, who shut down the government?
Exactly.
Why are you coming for her? She didn't shut down the government.
Trump said he was shutting it down.
He said it.
He said it.
He don't mind. He'll shut it down anytime. That's what he said.
Right in front of Chuck Schumer, and don't worry, I'm not blaming you. I'm shutting down. He said it. So what you mean? How you gonna make her the villain?
Right.
Anywho. But yeah, it's gonna be for another 3 weeks. That's the downside. Everybody's coming back to work, but now the thing is, okay, it's only for 3 weeks.
Right.
I'm hoping these fools will hash this out and say, let's get this right, and then they can lift this 3 week, window for these federal workers to come back. But it's rich people playing with poor people's money, man. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Rich people playing with poor people's money, and they're having their own selfish ways going back and forth with each other, and trying to use people's struggle of the paychecks that they do get and waving it and using it as some kind of bargaining chip. And that's not how you run. That's not how you are as a leader. That's not how you are as a public servant. And it's a shame, man. This country it's crazy what's happening. Yeah. So to end that talk, so we're gonna go into our first song of the day. You know what? I'm sorry. I usually have their place where they're from, but I don't have it right now. But it's all good. It's a beautiful song. We're coming back once again with Raldi with Elevate. Check this song out, man. You love it.
I'ma say it for those who don't know my name, they call me.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio.
Oh yeah.
Crushing through those speakers and headphones.
It's on.
Breakthroughs just to prove I'm driven, got me religious. Been praying on a dream of mine, they saying ain't realistic. I made a path, but the evil's telling me change direction. I see it out from an interview like they asking questions. They got extensions still faking here like go do your thing. But when you do your thing, they 2 cents tell me feelings change. Through the bullshit I remain the same. Need some ice so it numb the pain. I ain't built for fame. I value privacy, keep it close to who ride for me. I need some dollars, my commas up like apostrophe. Seeking higher, my soul's intact, I'm a shoe supplier. Funny how when we go to work, niggas getting fired. Pulling strings like a puppeteer, looking through my rear. Never fool me, these objects closer than they appear. Calculated moves, counting blessings when they appear. Bulletproof for who taking shots, can I get some cheers? Ooh. Ain't nobody tell me where to go. A lot of niggas talking like they know. We gon' do it how the fuck we want. Bring a storm right after the comb. Man, we coming for it, dawg, so we coming for it. Gotta make it way down too long. Gotta fly away, never play safe. Motivate, we gon' elevate. Gotta make it way down too long. Gotta fly away, never play safe. Motivate, we gon' elevate. Elevate, stay the fuck out the way and make sure your paper straight. Niggas rolling up their problems and they elevate. Really coming from the bottom, gotta elevate. Stay the fuck out the way and make sure your paper straight. Niggas rolling up their problems and they elevate. Really coming from the bottom, gotta elevate. Yeah, elevation, my focus, eyes closed, my mind is open. Digging deep, reaching higher powers, I stop the smoking. My advice, niggas do the same, cause it's raw, more potent. My niggas say I'm chosen, your highness, get your dosage. Free your mind, I'm preaching, but ain't free mind. I saw a pattern, I had to leave all the squares behind. Got into the youth, lost myself, tryna be their God. Anger built, then I built with bricks, so them shots I missed, I lost connection, a million kids on my shoulders. I felt the pressure to change the lecture, give a new perspective. Homie, you design yourself, don't need no Gucci belt. Nigga, worry about your health, let life unfold itself. Elevate. You either bending all the rules or you play safe. Chase your dreams, don't let them get away. Be something, be you, be great. With your impact, they gon' know your name. Ow! Ain't nobody tell me where to go. A lot of niggas talking like they know. We gon' do it how the fuck we want. bring a storm right after the comb. Man, we coming for it, dog, so we coming for it. Gotta make it wait, not too long. Gotta fly away, never play safe. Motivate, we gon' elevate. Gotta make it wait, not too long. Gotta fly away, never play safe. Motivate, we gon' elevate. Elevate, stay the fuck out the way and make sure your paper straight. Niggas rolling up their problems and they elevate. Really coming from the bottom, gotta elevate. Stay the fuck out the way and make sure your paper straight. Niggas rolling up their problems and they elevate. Really coming from the bottom, gotta elevate.
Sounding off around the world. You are listening to GCOM Radio.
All right, so we are back, man. We back. We just heard Raldi and Elevate.
We're back.
I like that song, man. Heard it a couple times. It's banging. I eventually, at some point, want to see about doing a compilation album. And I know in 2019, that's like, really? People still do that? But let's see if we could do that, at some point in the future, do a compilation album, because we got a lot of great artists, and I think it would be fantastic to do something where we could release ourselves, and just do like a Lyfeblood, what do you call it? Volume 1 of some dope artists, you know what I mean, that we have collected so far in the library. What you think?
My mind automatically goes to the legal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Definitely the legal part.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Get all the ducks in a row with the legal aspect, and either do it ourselves or do it through. I have some contacts. I'm just thinking, like, I'm looking at all this music and I'm like, man, this is some great stuff here, man. It'd be tight.
Yeah,
it is. Like an official
a
release,
lot of it.
I
mean, I did pick out most of it, but I'm just saying.
Shout out, you know what I mean? Pat on the back with LK. I mean, she did do most of the music, you know what I mean? She ain't want to brag, you know. Gotta give it up. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So we'll see about that in the future. Let's say, like, I don't know, sometime we'll revisit that. But anyway, it was just a random thought. So the second topic is I just recently heard or read that Lady Gaga is up because she did such a great job with the last movie. What was that movie she did with that actor that got awards? What was that Lady Gaga movie?
Shoot.
Oh man, and that's everybody. Oh my God, he's so sexy. What's his name? They always talk about that guy. He's a super hunk.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Sorry.
It's out on Netflix now. Not Netflix.
Is it
Fandango.
Star Was Born or something?
Yeah, Star Was Born. That's it. That's the movie. So that was like a huge hit. So now they're talking about. Sorry. Now Hollywood's talking about that they want to do. It's been talks to redo the Cleopatra story, and everybody knows the Cleopatra story that was done by that lady back in the day. And why people will be like, how you mean that lady?
I know, right?
Oh
what
my
lady,
God.
Nova?
I'm always, and she's like a legend in the movie business. Oh my God. Come on, help me out, La.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Taylor. There you go. See, I talk about it all the time. So anyway, Cleopatra was done back in 1963 by Elizabeth Taylor, right? So, of course, fast forward now, many decades, a lot of scholars, African American scholars, African scholars, set out to say, come on, and a lot of other people saying Egypt is black. Why is Cleopatra being done by, and all the other Egyptian movies of the time that come out in the movies, like Gods of Egypt and, whatever that does any historical reference of Egypt. It's like, really? And when this other movie called Gods of Egypt came out, it's the funny thing is, I knew, Egypt is black. But then the funny thing, when I'm looking at the comments, there was a lot of white folks that was like, come on, really? We gonna do this? And I was just laughing like, come on, Hollywood, are we still doing this spin? And, I'm all with, Hollywood has come a long way since 70s blaxploitation. As we all know, just Google it, blaxploitation. And you know how Hollywood was doing a lot of black actors and actresses. They were pimps, they're prostitutes, hustlers, drug dealers, and all these negative imagery that they had, they were pushing for these black actors to do. And we've come a long way in 2019 where, with doctors and cops and people of high professional prestige. So, I see the TV, hustle, and I see the movie hustle. So, and I see a definite change. But this particular one, they cannot seem to get it right. Like, come on, Hollywood, you gotta give it up. You got to stop. Like, right now, they're saying the article saying that Lady Gaga is contesting Angelina Jolie to play Cleopatra, and it's like, come on, really? I mean, there's so much evidence that points to that Egypt was black. So much evidence. You have archaeological evidence, you have linguistical evidence, you have the statues, you have the pictures on the the side of the walls in Egypt and in the various areas of Egypt. I mean, you have genetic evidence where the DNA, and they took the DNA of one of the famous Egyptian mummies, Tutankhamun, King Tut as people know him, and they were saying the DNA is related to the people in sub-Saharan Africa. Like, this is scientific, like it's breaking it down. Like, even they're talking about there was testing done by a scholar on the melanin pigmentation, and they saying it matches the people of down in Central Africa. Like, yo, really? I mean, it is blaring in the face, and I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? So that kind of perturbs me. I'm like, yeah. Now it's funny, Will Smith was supposed to do a time period piece in Egypt. It was called The Last Pharaoh, and it came out. I heard this like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, Will Smith was supposed to be the pharaoh and boom, 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 boom. But for some reason, it doesn't get any locomotion. It doesn't get any movement, and then it stays, out there. So I don't know. I'm just tired of Hollywood.
Yeah, I won't take anything away from Angelina Jolie or Lady Gaga. I admire Angelina Jolie. She is one of those actresses who's one of my favorites.
No doubt.
That if I see her name casted, I don't even need to know what the movie is about, and I will watch it.
I'm watching.
Lady Gaga, I haven't seen her acting. I've heard that she was wonderful in the movie, but I have heard, I have experienced her as a musician, as a singer, and I think she's incredible. I love her. I love her cause. So I won't take anything away from either of them, but I will say that, they could cast an African-American woman, to play that role. It doesn't need to be someone not of color when clearly...
It's in Africa.
Yeah.
It's in Africa.
Yeah.
Egypt's
when the
Africa.
history supports that is not so. You know what I mean? So...
I mean, yeah. Like,
and I wouldn't even want to, if I was Angelina Jolie, if I was, or if I was Lady Gaga, I wouldn't even be trying to go for the role. Like,
just
why?
pass it along.
Yeah, like, no. Stand up and say no. you need to be casting someone of color.
Now imagine if they took Morris Chestnut to play Caesar. People would be like,
"Whoa!" They'd be outraged.
Wait a second. I'm like, come on. Let's be honest.
I mean, well, you heard what people were saying when there were rumors, started that possibly Tyrese would be casted as Green Lantern.
Yo, I was for that. Yo, Slide, no joke. I was like, yo, that's what's up, Jon Stewart. That's, you know, but people like, what? I'm like, come on. Let's be real. There's a lot of different Green Lanterns, you know, and Hal Jordan was just one of them. So there was some fan-made pictures that were rendered of Tyrese as Jon Stewart, and they put him in the green suit and everything with the eyes lit up green and everything. I thought it was hot. I was like,
did too.
What's up? But, you know, I'm like, word, we not going to have Jon Stewart in the next Justice League? All right.
I know. Let them try to cast him. Let them try to. Well, first of all, the Superman that they have now is just he is so fine. What, is his name Henry Cavallari? I think. Oh my goodness. He is beautiful. So they should keep him forever. But if they were to try to cast a black Superman, everybody would be outraged.
Everybody be tripping, and it's a fictional character.
Right.
Everybody would be tripping, and he is not real. But here we come to historical facts. And it's like, huh? What? No, we don't understand. We don't know the identity of the ancient Egyptians. I'm like, oh, come on, bro. Come on. At least, the very least, they were saying that she's possibly mixed because she dated, I think, Alexander the Great, whatever Greek guy in the time they said they was rocking together. But at least you make her Alicia Keys. At least Alicia Keys. You know what I mean? If it's possible that she's mixed, but nah, we just gonna go straight like Lady Gaga. And once again, we just gonna mess with this.
Halle Berry.
Man. Halle Berry, like, come on.
Wait, how old was Cleopatra? But Halle Berry can pass for somebody young. Because that girl she was amazing.
She looked amazing. I think she was like in her late 20s, early 30s. And Halle Berry is... What's Halle Berry?
50s?
In her 50s?
Yeah.
But she still looks sexy as hell.
She looks amazing. She makes a straight woman question whether or not she's straight. Like, that woman is beautiful.
I'm like, damn, Halle.
You'd be like, wait.
You had a song named after you.
I thought I was straight. It reminds me of Chris Tucker when he said he used to feel so insecure around Prince because he'd be like, whoop! He was like, Prince was just too pretty. You did not want to be around because it made you question whether or not you were straight.
Yo, I swear to God, I met Prince once, cool as hell, and it is true. This dude was shorter than me, 4 or 5 inches, and he was in high heels. And he was doing some show in Lower Manhattan. I think it was at SOB's or something like that. Somewhere I went. I got tickets. I met the dude. We spoke. It was real fleeting. It was like, you know, it wasn't like a long conversation. We had drinks or something, but we got introduced, and I was like, "Oh, snap, Prince! I really love your music, man." He said, "Hey, thanks," and we exchanged a couple of words and kept talking, and we moved on. But that was my brief bumping with Prince, man. But he was a god. Even then, I was like, "Damn, this is the man. This is Prince right now." Like. But Chris Tucker's an idiot.
He was questioned like, woo! It was Chris Tucker that said that, right? Was it him or Chris Rock?
I think so.
It was one of the Chris's.
It was one of the Chris's. It was one of the Chris comedians. Well, yeah, that's funny as hell. But yeah, man, Hollywood needs to stop playing, man. You need to go to Brooklyn and just take any hip hop freaking photo and pick one. You know what I mean? Even from Salt and Pepper. God damn it. But yeah, man. But that's what it is with Hollywood. Anyway, we go into the next song. What do we have here? So we're gonna go into Varcity. Coming again. We played them before. Varcity coming with no caption, man. Really kicking
none.
It.
No caption.
No caption. Check it out. All right.
Fuck out of here. We gave birth to y'all niggas. We made y'all niggas. So respect my shit and go listen to my motherfucking mixtape.
She called me Big Daddy, Big Papa, Mr. Big Shot. Drop her off and treat it like a pit stop. OMG, ain't no guessing. I need big guap. Yanking in the club, check out the drip drop. Boss nigga, she go to work, tip top. I love the way she move that body, wine, yo. bust it open almost every time she see me. Let me drown, it get wavy in your waters, yeah. You do it right, I just might call you back. She say it's better with no strings attached, yeah. Lil' shorty smart, she only speaking fact. I got the juice, I got the sauce, I got the swagger. You got some bitches and I got some bitches, but I know my bitches is better. I'm on the south side, little north, nigga, what's happening? I like bad hoes who get 100 likes with no captions, yeah.
Boss nigga, go to work. Tip top, love the way she move that body, wine, yeah. Boss nigga.
Listen up. Turn up.
You're listening to GCOM Radio.
The way she move that body, wine, yeah.
Pull up, wreck, we fucking, yeah. No hands, Lord, that pussy, dead. Lil' mama could work it, you know what you got. We link up the slide, but don't forget the top. OMG, now make it bounce. She don't like to miss a beat, it gotta count. She just push it, you got it. Looking, too much cake for my health. Yet I love when she cooking. Shorty colder than ice. You should see when she melt. You should lower the belt. Fuck her set in the mood. When she want it, she get it. There ain't nothing to prove. When she want it, she get it.
There ain't nothing to prove.
I got the juice, I got the sauce, I got the swagger. You got some bitches and I got some bitches, but I know my bitches is better. I'm on the south side, little north, nigga, what's happening? I like bad hoes who get 100 likes with no captions, yeah.
Boss nigga, go to work. Tip top, love the way she move that body, wine, yeah. Boss nigga, go to work. Tip top, love the way she move that body, wine, yeah. Boss nigga, she go to work. Tip top, love the way she move that body, wine, yeah.
This is gcomradio, powered by Lyfeblood.com. Come join, be a lifer. Practice dollar power and build financial independence.
Yeah, so we have returned with Varcity, no caption, coming with more heat, man. So we're gonna just slide into the last segment of the of GCOM Radio, and this is about the Chris Brown rape accusation. Yeah, man. So it was kind of messed up. Everybody knows. Chris Brown was in Paris. Some lady came forward, went to the cops, said that he raped her, and he got arrested. His passport was taken, and they were going to charge him with rape. And of course, the entertainment industry came out, and a lot of them supported Chris Brown. Let's say it like that. A lot of them supported Chris Brown because I was on IG checking on a lot of what people were posting, and it turns out that the lady lied, and he was released, and now he's going forward with doing his own legal action on this lady, and you know, it's unfortunate. Now I'm all in support. Now as a man, I got to take a back seat because there's a lot of things that women have gone through over the decades of trying to be treated fairly, and especially when it comes to sexual assault allegations. And I chimed in too quick myself on IG when there was a football player and his girlfriend, and I had to shut up and I backed off. So when something like this comes forward, you just got to let it play out, and you know, I don't want to be a part and contribute to the court of public opinion, because the court of public opinion nowadays can really do damage to someone's career and their image, and I just try to let it play out. And it turns out that she lied, and I feel for Chris Brown. Shout out to him. This is what it is in this business. And a friend of mine said, well, why should he still be doing this? He's a grown man. He shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, I can't tell what a man's supposed to do. That's his choice. If he is doing his thing on tour and he's in, I don't know, Ukraine or in somewhere in Russia or Paris, whatever, and he meets someone and they're two grown people and it's consensual, they can do what they want. But the risk is that the possibility of someone trying to get a bag off of a celebrity's name and accuse him of rape. So my thing is, I will never try to be for or against a story that comes out on any celebrity. I'll just let it play out, see what happens, see the background, see somebody can produce quote unquote receipts and get at this person, this individual, and see what happens from there. So, yeah, what you think, Lyfe?
You know, when I first heard about this, I think I was on the way to a dentist appointment, and my little bro was driving me actually, and he brought it up, and I said, "No, you say what?" And immediately I was like, "I don't believe it." You know, I didn't go on social media saying that because, again, you do have to let things play out. You don't know these people personally, or whatever. You know, sometimes we do. Right. Sometimes we do know these people personally, but I don't happen to know Chris Brown personally. But just from you know what I see, what I read, and what people say about him, just didn't seem like this was going to be true at all. And I had no inklings, nothing about me said that this, and I didn't even know the full story. I didn't, you know, I just immediately was like, that ain't true. I just knew, I just felt like it wasn't true, because it didn't make sense to me that somebody who had been in the public so many times for things related to women would put himself out there like that. And especially when you don't need to, like everybody throwing themselves at him. Why would he do that? You know what I mean? I could see if you were somebody who wasn't really in the spotlight, and didn't go through all kind of, you know, he went through a lot dealing with women. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm like, man, this just don't seem like it makes any sense.
One article was they laid down his whole history with his past dealings with women, including Rihanna, as a way to say, well, this happened, so you know it must have would have happened because he did all this in the past. And Chris Brown, because of his history, can't put himself in those situations, man.
He can't.
He can't. I don't know what to say. I really, you know, honestly, this is what I'm gonna say, and this is gonna be an unpopular thing to put out there. But you know what? This is, in my opinion, as a trend. And I don't know if I said this before on air, but this is what I'm gonna say. I think everybody knows Heidi Fleiss, right? Everybody knows the Madam Heidi Fleiss in Hollywood, and when it broke at the time, I think it was like 15, 20 years ago or something like that, and they were all these high-profile actors. She had a book, and she got arrested, and they were saying this person was in her book, that person was in her, and it was this super taboo thing, and they're like, how could you do it? I tell you this, with how cancel culture is today, and cancel culture meaning if you did anything questionable in your past, whatever, they would just straight up try to end your career, especially in a court of public opinion. I personally think the new madams are going to come out, and it's going to be totally legal, and it's going to be fine, and it's going to be an open book. People are going to be giving cards. They're going to be like, yeah, I took out my date to this award show at this time, and I'm telling you, because the more this happens, the more spooked out celebrities are going to be. And it's just not men. I think it's going to be women too. And they're going to be like, yo, you know what? I'd rather pay for it and meet up with this person. And it's going to be low key. And she's not going to look like, quote unquote, like provocative. She's going to be dressed like she's going to be dressed like a assistant or, you know, someone doing books.
But even still, even they can accuse you doing that too.
No, they're gonna be, because it's all contract. It's all contract.
Contract too. They can still say, hey, they can still say, yeah, it was a contract. We had an agreement to have sex, but he got a little rough, and I said stop. And once you say stop, and you no longer consent, right, the person's supposed to stop. You know what I mean? So you're putting yourself in that position. You know, first of all, I mean, if we all did it the biblical way, we wouldn't be having these problems. You know what I mean? We just wouldn't be having these problems. Right. And you know, it makes it so sad. It's so hard for, you know, the good people out there, because there are a lot of good people out there, and there are a lot of celebrities who actually would prefer to be married to someone who isn't in the industry. But they get a little deterred because of the people who are out there trying to get money. You know what I mean? So they end up just go ahead sticking in the industry and, you know, getting married to somebody who's in the industry, and these marriages never last because you got this person trying to pursue their career here and this person trying to pursue their career over here. Whereas if they had a normal person who was like a teacher, or you know what I mean, or someone who could kind of give up their career and kind of follow them and help them with it could just work out, or somebody who wasn't interested in it at all and was like, hey, boo, you do you. I'll be home when you get here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go and keep teaching. Like the Game's wife, fiance, back in the day when she was, you know, she was like, hey, I'm gonna keep on teaching. I don't care if I am engaged to you and got your kids.
Right.
I'm a teacher.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But you know, those people like her come a dime a dozen. And like everybody out there trying to get their money, and a lot of them people are groomed. Like their parents are like grooming them to sit courtside at NBA games so they can get picked up by them an NBA star. You know what I'm saying? They got the best boobs, they got the best teeth, they got the best tan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look.
They like, you go on out there and get you a man.
Look, I hear you, but it's treacherous, man. I understand what you're saying. They're gonna say, well, you got too rough. It's against the contract. But don't you think that would be safer than, you know, say Chris Brown meeting this random woman in Paris, and he thinks he's gonna have a good time, it's all consensual, and next thing you know, she's like, oh my God, you raped me. It's like, it's like, what? And it's a precarious situation to be in when you're a celebrity, A-lister, because you're always gonna deal with that. To me, it's just so much safer, and it'd be safer just to have
to just practice abstinence. Always have you a security guard with you when you start dating somebody. Let's be real.
Ain't nobody practicing no abstinence. Please.
You can.
Yeah, there's some celebrities that...
It's a lot of people who do.
Okay, yeah.
Don't say ain't nobody gonna do it. There's a lot of people who do.
Right, there's a lot of people who do, but there are those that's gonna be like, look, I'm out here, I'm young, I'm, you know, in my 20s, I'm 30, whatever, and I'm gonna have my fun.
And so, just like I tell the drug dealers, that's the decision you make. That's the life you chose. You gotta understand that either you're gonna be in jail or you're gonna be dead. You know what I mean? So you don't be crying when people start coming after you, accusing you of rape when you didn't rape them. You know what I'm saying? This is what you chose.
Right.
That's the risk you decided to take.
Okay, say you're married for a long time and then you get divorced, and then now you're a new single person, male or female, and then you're just out there. I'm not getting a relationship, I'm just having fun. I mean, you know, they're not going out there just trying to be wild and just dig down everything they see.
I mean, if you that hard up for sex, man.
But I'm saying, you newly divorced, what you gonna do? Like they was giving, what's his name, the dude's name from
hey, get you some Vaseline and do what you gotta do.
Lie. You ain't nobody doing that. They chilling, they meet somebody.
There's plenty of people who do that.
You know,
but ain't no, you talking about the people who don't go to church and who don't believe in God probably don't do that. But people who have a close relationship with God, they can and do that. Now, not everybody who go to church don't fornicate, but a lot of people don't say ain't nobody doing that. You can't say that because a lot of people do.
Okay, but
and not even for the reason to make sure that you're not getting accused of, you know, raping somebody or, you know, be caught up in the whole Me Too thing. It's for the reasons of you don't want to die, you don't want to catch AIDS, you don't want to be getting gonorrhea, syphilis, or herpes. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but there are a lot of people.
I mean, I just don't understand it. I mean, Eazy-E ain't scared these rappers. Like, oh, you know, they got a cure now. Oh, Magic Johnson got cured, so hey, I can keep going out here sticking my stuff with whoever I want to. I ain't got to know their name.
Very well known actor Jesse Williams. All right, Jesse Williams, fine actor, good brother, married to his wife for years. He has kids with her. They end up divorcing. It, you know. I mean, if anybody doesn't know, he's on Grey's Anatomy right now. Jesse Williams, great actor. So what he's supposed to do? He's supposed to be a hermit till his next marriage? Nah, he's single now. He's doing his thing. You know, he meets somebody.
It's not about what you're supposed to do. It's about what you choose to do. You have a choice. You can choose to go out there and have sex, but just don't play the victim when you got people out there accusing you of raping them, because you gotta have it so bad that you out there sleeping with randoms instead of trying to be in a relationship.
It's not about having it being randoms. This is like, I met this person. She could be in the business. That's
a random.
Who, what?
If you don't know this person,
yeah, but it's not like it's not wrong to have sexual relations with another adult, and it's not like it's like some
So
one night stand
first of all, it
groupie that
is
you
wrong
meet in
because
Paris.
it's a sin.
Okay.
First of all, it is wrong because it's a sin. But if you're having consensual sex, is it illegal? No. Not in most states. Some states it is illegal because you shouldn't be having sex outside of wedlock.
Yeah, but come on, La. How many people follow that, really? There's some, but
a lot of people.
Vast majority.
No,
of
but
people.
you need to go to church more. You need to go to church more. You need to study the Lord more. You need to. You in the wrong circles. You're not surrounded by the right people.
Listen, my cousin.
Because I know a lot of people.
My cousin
who practice
My
abstinence.
cousin met a lot of his quote unquote girlfriends in church. Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100.
Everybody who
I'm
go
like,
to church.
Yo, son, what
everybody
you doing?
who go to church. That don't mean nothing. Some of the biggest sinners is in church. That don't mean
So
nothing.
what you saying?
What
So
I
you
am
can't
saying
use
is, I'm saying you're hanging around the wrong people. I'm saying you need to get you a different circle because you don't know nobody who would practice abstinence. And I'm like, I know a whole lot of people who practice abstinence.
Okay, all right.
You don't know
Hold on
nobody.
a second. There are people that practice abstinence. Yes, there is. But there are also people,
and they're not few and far between.
Okay.
You're acting like this is an anomaly.
No, okay.
Somebody practices abstinence. No.
Okay. There are people that practice abstinence, but there are those that want to enjoy their adult life. They happen to meet people, and they get together.
And I'm not saying,
and they make it happen.
And so you're making me seem like I'm saying that they're not free to do that. Life is God, even if you're religious.
Okay.
Everybody even knows that God gives us choices. Now there is right and wrong. There are sins and there are not sins. You know you're sinning, but you have a choice whether or not to sin or not to sin. And just like in life, you have choices. Well, sinning and not sinning is life, but I'm just saying you have choices. So don't go out there and choose to do something and then reap a consequence from that choice and want to become the victim. You could have chosen differently and would have avoided the whole situation. That's all I'm saying.
That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is it didn't go well. It didn't go right. She is accusing me of rape. I shouldn't have messed with her. That doesn't mean I shouldn't.
Yeah, a wrong decision is always not going to go right.
Right. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop living my life. And I could meet somebody else. I could be in a
So not having sex is
label.
not living your life? So you're saying everyone who is committed to not having sex is not living your life?
No. Like you said, it's a choice.
What are you like a nymphomaniac?
No, I don't got to be a nymphomaniac. But what I'm saying is, we meet a bunch of people in our daily lives. See, I'm going to use it. It could be any profession, but for sake of argument, the entertainment business, there's a lot of people that we meet that have there are a variety of different roles that keeps this machine going. You're going to meet them, you're going to work with them, and all of a sudden there can be an attraction, and something could pop off. And if you're a single person, it is what it is. It's going to happen. We can't say it's not going to happen. The choice is to be abstinent. That's one way. But the other choice, which is nothing wrong with it, you're going to have sex with people that you're attracted to.
Yeah, but this chick who accused Chris Brown, was she not a random?
Yeah, she was a random G. That was his choice. She was a random G.
Right. Was she not a random?
She was random. Totally random, and it turned out to be a bad situation.
Thank you. This wasn't like an assistant or a nanny that he was around all the time, and they built this relationship, and they had like this trust, and so he felt like he could let down his guard, or nothing. This wasn't that type of person.
So he should have been more. He should have been more discriminating on who he laid in bed with. If
it's
allegedly, whatever.
Right.
He should have made a choice now, or just anyone for that matter. I ain't gonna mess with you.
Sex is not all like that.
You a fan?
You can't wait to get to know somebody before you hop in bed.
But that doesn't look. Sex doesn't mean I have to get to know your whole book backward and forward.
You should.
Sometimes the urge that energy is there, where it's like, oh wow,
you should.
this is
and
amazing.
Don't go crying victim when you get AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Don't go crying victim when the chick pop up pregnant. It ain't mine. I had on a Jimmy. Jimmy's break all the time. You know what I'm saying?
This is the problem.
It's choices. It's your choice. You made.
Right.
When you get into the bed with someone, there's a possibility they're going to say you raped them. Right? Whether you're male or female, there's a possibility they're going to say you raped them. When you get into bed with someone, there's a possibility they're going to get you pregnant or you're going to get them pregnant. Right? When you get into bed with someone, there's a possibility they're going to fall in love with you, right?
Right.
Even if you just wanted it to be a one night stand, there's a possibility this person gonna fall in love with you. You might have been the only person they done ever had sex with. They gonna fall in love with you. So it's all about choices. You know, there's a possibility that certain things can happen with certain actions, and that's all I'm saying.
Well, and people make their choice, and you
Right.
have to deal with the consequences of whatever comes out.
Right. So the only thing I'm saying is make better choices.
He shouldn't have been in her proximity, pretty much. He shouldn't have been in her proximity. Even if it was like, nah, this is not a good idea. I'm not even gonna be in this hotel room with you by yourself. Or with little people. However
She was some random. He didn't know her. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. She could have been a bad random though. She could have been a bad random.
I don't care.
She was like, God
Looks
damn,
don't mean nothing. Looks don't mean nothing. Looks will get you AIDS.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yeah, it can get you something. But we're adults, right? We make choices, right?
Right. And your choice can either reap a benefit or it can reap a consequence. That's all I'm saying. Don't cry victim.
Right.
You shouldn't have been in the situation.
The moral of the segment is don't cry victim, accept the consequences, whatever the turnout is. And you have to be more discriminating on who you are going to allow into your space.
Right.
I'm not even going to say sexual relations.
Space. Right.
I'm not even saying sex. Into your space.
Into your space.
And then that could go a lot of different ways, period. And
it don't matter who you are.
Right. It don't matter who you are. So, hey, Chris Brown, glad you passed that. That's fantastic.
Me too.
I'm never gonna ever turn down women that do say they've been sexually assaulted.
Yeah,
and I will give them a fair chance of saying their piece, because women haven't been listened to for decades. All right, but you know this is the complicated, the layers that you have to deal with when you have these type of stories come out, man. So, all right, so we're gonna get out of here. This is the last song we're gonna play. In this song, Kato stacks, and the song is called Waterbed. Tight song, man. Got me really thinking about this compilation album. Yeah, I think we can make that happen. Look out for that. Come soon. So we out of here. Thank you guys for listening to us. Shout out Zayna the Brave there, LK.
Yes. Zayna the Brave. Go ahead and go to my website, www.zayna, that's spelled ZANA, thebrave.com. And you can follow me on social media, Zayna the Brave on social media, all at Zayna the Brave.
That's what's up. And of course, you guys, join Lyfeblood.com, be a lifer, share your passion, talk to people, man, build it. And we are going to get out of here. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time. All right, listen up to Kato Stacks. All right, y'all, we out. Thank y'all. Peace.
Sono.
Baby, we can get it. And my waterbed got me fainting. Get on top of me, have me swimming. And your waterbed got you dripping. Baby, we can get it. And my waterbed got me fainting. Get on top of me, have me swimming. And your waterbed got you dripping.
Lounge exclusive.
I be swimming in your waterbed. Got you dripping, dripping, baby. We can get it in my waterbed. Got me feeling, we on top of me. I be swimming in your waterbed. Got you dripping, dripping. Ooh, you got that water, let me slide. There ain't no running when I'm on that ass, on that ass. Girl, you gon' make me throw all this cash. There ain't no stopping my foot on the gas, on the gas. You know, I know what to do with it, I'm true with it. I'm about to buy a new whip, so I can switch lanes on a fuck nigga in a fuck bitch. My diamonds wetter than a cruise ship. Niggas really wanna gunplay, but they don't know I'm making love to the hammer like I'm a bust quick. Niggas claiming that they pop shit. Cause you got a man here, a lot of things, but he not dead. Everybody wanna ball, but they shoot bricks. I never played by the rules, wrong with the shit. And I'ma make your body drown when I give you dick. I'm like MC Hammer, can't touch me. Pretend it's out what you wanna do. What you wanna do? I'm telling you to come through, so I can eat on that pussy like it's a lunch food. With love, like a sunroof. Baby, we can get it in my waterbed. Got me feeling, get on top of me. I be swimming in your waterbed. Got you dripping, dripping, baby. We can get it in my waterbed. Got me feeling, get on top of me. I be swimming in your waterbed. Got you dripping, dripping.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com for the global community on the next go round from right here to your town.
You already know.
We out.